Show you how to repair the pump impeller for a condensing tumble dryer, and in this case I've got the Indesit IDCE 8450BH, and what happens is that when the pump packs in or the impeller breaks, you will get the H2O error message on the display, and assuming you've done all the usual initial checks such as emptying the water tray, making sure that's empty, and then cleaning out the condenser, which is this unit here. If you've tried both of those and you still get the H2O error message when you try to run the machine, then there's a simple fix, and it's basically possibly a broken impeller, which is this piece here, and all you need to replace it is 2 screwdrivers. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do it. First of all, obviously you need to unplug the machine and take it out so you can get at it, and then the pump unit is just this unit down here, and it's very easy to get at. First of all, obviously you take these 2 feed pipes out of it and then it comes apart quite easily by removing the cover. Now this tab here will just pull straight out, but this tab has a barb on it, and you might need to just ease that out carefully with a screwdriver. You can see the barb on it there, but you just need to make sure that barb's clear. Then the whole pump unit should pull out of place like that, and you can leave all the wires in place. Let's get rid of that altogether. You can leave all the wires in place, and then simply this top cover, just carefully remove it. So by carefully easing these tabs with a couple of screwdrivers, you should be able to free the tabs off. Right, with the cover off, that gives you access to the pump and float unit. This is the top of the pump, and then on the underside you can see the actual pump impeller housing, and that's the impeller housing there, and the pink thing, the orange thing in there is the actual impeller, and the housing is it has a bottom plate, which is this plate here, and that's held on by 6 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just need to ease those off with a screwdriver. You can see they've got little barbs on them here at the top, and you need to ease those off, 6 barbs, and then carefully prise the bottom plate off. So with the 6 catches eased apart, you can now ease off the bottom plate, which is that one there, and that gives you access to the impeller, which is this orange thing here. And if we just pull that off, it just pulls straight off the shaft, there like that, and you can see it's broken there. And then all we do is fit the new impeller. That again is it's a rubber impeller, and that just pushes straight over the shaft. It goes over there, and then that's a straight push fit. So we just push that home until all the catches click shut, and that's that bottom cover plate put back in position with all the clips carefully. Make sure they're all fully pushed home, and that's basically it. You just reassemble it in the reverse to taking it apart, and that should be that. But point to note is this is the reservoir, and you might find that this has got quite a lot of muck in it from the fluff that's come through if you haven't been maintaining this machine properly. So you need to make sure that's all properly cleaned out. This was quite mucky when I exposed it at the outset. So clean this all out. This is the inlet, this corner here, and that connects with the far side of the condenser unit, which I'll show you now, round at the front of the machine. This is if you remove the condenser, and again you need to make sure this is properly cleaned, because if you don't keep that clean, what happens is all the fluff will get into the water reservoir, which is up the back there, and that can block the pump and cause the impeller to break. But as a quick check, before you start replacing the impeller, what you can do, if you get the H2O error message, just have a look in here, and provided the machine's unplugged, you can have a look in here, and this section here would normally be dry, because the water would go through the hole into the pump reservoir at the back, so this should normally be dry. But if that's sort of quite wet and flooded, then you know the pump's not working. And I can try and show you that. If it's working properly, this area here should be dry, and that you can see, hopefully, is the pump outlet in there somewhere. So you should be able to see the pump outlet. That should all be cleaned out. Make sure it's all clean, and that there's no sort of congealed fluff in there. So, as I say, it's just a case of reassembling the pump unit now and putting the covers back in place, which is basically the reverse of the dismantling process. And as you're reassembling it, just make sure that this unit, which is the float assembly, isn't caught up anywhere, because that obviously triggers the pump, and it's only a polystyrene float, so make sure you don't break that. But basically, having replaced the impeller and replaced the bottom cover plate, you can just simply drop that back in position. It just sits on there like that. You've not touched any of the electrical connections, so you don't have to worry about those. Just make sure your wires are in place. And sorry, we need to get that cover on first, don't we? So I'll just put that on there like that. Make sure it's in the correct place. That should just clip on. Make sure your wires come through, and then that can click back into place. So that's the cover back on. Replace the pipes, the hoses in the same way, same positions that they were when you dismantled it. That just pushes in there, and the black one, which is a feed hose coming from there, that feed hose goes to the pump outlet. That's into there. And that's it. That's job done. Plug it back in, and away we go. This one here is the drain pipe, which is the drain from the water carrier back into the pump reservoir down here, and that's the feed from the pump up to your water tank. And that's it. Basically, there's the old impeller, which, as you can see, is broken. Just a simple £4 or £5 worth of impeller, and now we can just reassemble the condenser unit. That goes in there. Push that home. Clicks into place, and that's it. That's all you need to deal with the H2O fault on an Indesit condenser tumble dryer. Thanks for watching.